A couple of beats.
So where we're at right now is kind of a difficult spot. I'm thinking I wish things would be back to normal. That's what I really want. BP's come in, they said they cleaned up. They sunk a lot of oil. It was a big smoke screen, I think. To me, they hired a bunch of people. They had all these boats out there kind of with skimmers and stuff, and if you looked at it from the air, you could tell it was a big joke. They had guys wiping blades of grass off with oil rags, and just a couple of them, and it just seemed to be a joke, making it look like they were doing, you know, everything they said, but at the same time they'd have all these guys tie up at night, and then overnight they'd spray all this dispersant in the water and sink everything. So they knew on a grand scale that you just had to sink it to get it out of people's sight, you know, and out of their minds. Where I'm at right now is I'm wanting to know how long till the water is actually safe to go back into. I love surfing. I lost the summer. My little girl's 6 years old, and she's just starting to get to the age where she's wanting to surf and, you know, just have fun, you know, and it's just depressing to know that you can't go in the water, or it might not be safe. So you have scientists that might tell you, okay, it's safe to go back in the water, but how are you going to believe that when you got scientists that are saying there's millions of birds that had died from Louisiana to Arkansas, and just randomly, I mean, millions of birds just fall dead to, you know, to their death, and they said they ran it. The scientists are on TV telling people that they died because they ran into things overnight. It's just garbage. So who you gonna believe? Hopefully LSU, maybe Nichols, might have you know, young kids come out here and do a little research and maybe give us the real deal, give us the right answers, you know, not just what they were paid to say.
So can I ask you one thing?
Yeah,
now?
Yeah.
You said they sunk the oil with the correxic dumping from the air.
Mm-hmm.
That goes along with what I found over on the other side in Plaquemine Parish.
Yeah, they had a couple of boats out there skimming for oil, but it wasn't doing, you know, justice to what, you know, the amount of oil that was out there. They knew that a couple of boats couldn't pick up all the oil they had, so they just started sinking it to the bottom. I mean, what, it floated for 3 months, you know. That's a lot of oil. And how long till that the dispersant is what really, you know, hurt us, I believe, and is probably going to hurt us in the future, and that's what's so I guess depressing, is to think about how will the fishing industry bounce back. I hope it does shake back. I hope the Gulf has a way of, you know, of refining itself, but it's just, you don't know, and that's the biggest worry, is not knowing the future and what it holds.
In terms of,
I'm not sure about how many people didn't get exactly a fair deal. I think none of us got a fair deal because they just, you know, sunk all the damn oil, and we're left to figure out, you know, to pick up the pieces almost and figure out what's going to happen in the future. Because once they say they cleaned it up and they're out of here, then, you know, if everybody takes a certain amount of money that's you know, given to people, and say, okay, here's $25,000, you know, you can't never come back on me and sue me again, or anything, you know. What you gonna do after when the oil starts floating up like it is now? A lot of these people signed contracts and just said, you know, they're done with it, and you have mats of oil floating up on these beaches. There's beaches that you can't even go to that you don't see, and those beaches aren't being cleaned up. I have people that tell me, fishermen, you know, that see, you know, and they're putting it in their GPSs so they can go out there and show people, because there's large tar mats, I mean thick tar mats just covering certain beaches, and BP's not going to show you that on TV. They're going to show you a nice pristine beach, you know, in Florida that looks, you know, pretty, and it's totally not pretty. So you can't be, you know, refunded for not having, you know, his cash tickets. How are you gonna show it?
Yeah.
So if you don't tax, I mean, you're gonna have some taxes because those guys have to pay tax on some things, but you're not gonna have everything. So you're losing out on a lot, and especially if the shrimping industry doesn't bounce back, like we hope it does, but will it? And if it doesn't, what are you gonna do now? So I'm thinking there should be some kind of industry that if this shrimping industry doesn't come back, I think the government should figure out a way to maybe give us some kind of other opportunity to, like a different industry. I know bamboo farming is a huge business that I think it could work out here. I've been doing a little research and I've talked to a few people, and bamboo farming has a lot of good opportunities. So maybe just replacing an industry with a broken industry would probably help out a good bit. That way nobody has to leave home, and we could just kind of transfer our skills to something else.
Sort of like maybe making solar panels or something like
solar
that.
panels, wind turbines. There's different opportunities. I think the government should make it somehow easier to kind of change from one to the next.
I see, to get into an industry that has a future.
And a future that's actually safe for the environment too at the same time.
Okay, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
That's about it. I don't want to go surfing again.
Yeah.
I want to take my little girl out to the beach and know that it's safe, the water's safe.
Are you, in your knowledge among your friends and circle of associates, have you seen any of this level of stress?
I know a lot of people that were stressed out about the whole thing because, I mean, like I say, you don't know if the shrimping industry is going to bounce back. So is there going to be another season this year coming up, or not? So a lot of people are stressed out. They're going to the doctor, getting Xanax and whatever else they need to deal with their stress levels. And I don't know, it's just uncertain. So we need, I don't know what the hell we need, but it needs to change. We need our lives back, that's for sure. Like Tony Hayward wanted his life back. I'm sure he didn't miss a beat this summer. I'm sure he had fun on some remote beach, probably out in the heat.
There was no oil from BP.
Yeah, exactly.